Stop looking at the problem. Look inward. Everything you have to make you great is not outside of you. When people say your future is ahead of you, no, the future of a tree is in the seed. It's not in future, it's in the seed. All you need to do is to get a fertile ground that has moisture. If you play by the rule and put that seed there are 10,000 fruits that is in one seed, but it has to go through the process of getting into the ground and then growing. So if you can get your mind and get away from negative people, if you have a vision, you choose your friends. You don't want to be all this hang around, follow everybody to belong. You have already mixed direction. Because you are supposed to be a leader, when you have a vision, you have a sense of direction. Those people should follow you. It's not you to follow them. I didn't follow nobody, and those who did not follow me had missed road. I think it's very simple. Many times it's important we get it right as kids. That is the truth. Nature shows it that when things goes for you, when you are growing up, life is fair to you. People have discovered that necessity is a mother of event. When life throws things at you and you decide to survive, if you cannot see food, you have to invent how to eat. At that 4-5 years, you can observe your child to see what he has natural inclination to. Because you can go to school and they will teach you everything, but you can become only your best when you operate in your gift.
Interesting.
When you operating in your gift, something drop in you that is called untaught knowledge. The English people call it intuition, and those of us spiritual call it inspiration. Your father may want you to read medicine, and you read medicine because of your father. And then maybe you are a neurosurgeon, you open somebody's heart, you're expecting 1 hole, you see 6 holes. You as if you are looking for textbook to say what happened to 6 holes. Because you'll be only taught about 1 hole. But if you're operating in your gift, something drop in you. Nobody had taught you that in school. This is what you do, this is what you do. That hole will be blocked and you will do it. They said he's a wizard. Nothing like that. But it's what you apply yourself into what you believe who you are. The first thing is to discover who you are born to be. You mustn't be a doctor. You mustn't be a lawyer. You mustn't be a trader. When you operate in your gift, you will write your success story operating in your gift. That's why some people play football. They make more money than myself. Some people do boxing. One fight, 110 million. If you do 10 or 20 of it, he has become an entire conscious group. Believe me, everything is possible. The word impossible does not exist. If you get that word impossible, put comma and I am. What is telling you I am possible? That is again about vision, because you see impossible, but if you put comma and I am, it means I am possible. So instead of seeing impossible, you are seeing possibilities. If you are in business and you are watching technology or watching things involving, you can't stay back. There are people who used to sell record who didn't see when the digital things start coming. Before they woke up, we know one of the biggest photo not a Fuji film, but a Kodak. They disappeared. They didn't see digital camera coming. We've seen the wall of Motorola. We've seen the wall of Nokia. There's people who did not respond to technology. The other day, I asked the managing director of BMW, I said, how many more years do we have for parts of internal combustion engine with electrification that is going on, clean energy? Because do we still have business so that I know what I'm planning for my children? He told me that the challenge with electrification, nobody has really addressed the issue. What happened to these batteries in another 8-10 years when they start going back, because they also become a challenge. That's why for them in BMW, what they are thinking is hydrogen. But if you don't get hydrogen well, it's another bomb you are going to be exploding. So there are no consensus yet. Toyota is not fully going into electrification. So they are doing hybrid. If anything at all, they are working with BMW trying to discover hydrogen, whatever. The Chinese rush into it, but the Germans or the Europeans are not interested because it damages all the skill they have in internal combustion engine. So they still want to keep internal combustion engine to sell parts. So we respond to technology. That's why it's just information I had from World Bank that we will be half 1 billion people by our demography by 2015. And I asked myself, if Nigeria is spending $3 billion as of 2015 to import grain called rice, if I can get 20% of it, that's $600 million business. Why do I have an able land God bless us with, and we are here? People are importing rice, we're exporting job. So this country creates enormous opportunity, incredible opportunity for any true entrepreneur. In fact, any good businessman that has not taken a step in Nigeria, if we get leadership right, that person has missed a lot. That is a key. It's a prerequisite to success. You can't go anywhere without it because there's limit to what you can do as an individual. So your best skill actually as a director or a manager is to attract the right skill. And I can tell you, you don't need 20 of them. You just get 1 or 2 good people. They will attract their colleagues from other places and bring the same good people there. And that is how we're able to build. In Coscharis, we teach entrepreneurship. So everybody that works for us had to think entrepreneurial. But my thought is that in future, I want you to start your own business. Ask some people who have stayed with us for 35 years. I said, why do you want to get a handshake with a watch to live here at 60? But if you work for us 15 years or 20, you should start your own business. Unless you have become a partner. If you're not a partner, don't stay here and waste all your life. I work for somebody. Why am I afraid that people who work for me can go and create wealth? If you can't be able to go and establish and create wealth, then I have not done anything. So we teach entrepreneurship in our organization. So if you are not thinking entrepreneurial, you cannot succeed with working with us. Because
you're welcome to this channel. This is Money Mindset Mastery. On this channel, we teach you how to make money, how to manage your money, how to sustain your money, and how to grow generational wealth. If you're interested in joining a community of like-minded people who are passionate about making money, kindly click the link in the description below. There we share information about this channel and updates on this platform. If you're interested in ordering any book, kindly click the link in my description below and send me a message directly to my WhatsApp, and the book will be delivered to you. Enjoy the rest of this video.
So the death of my father is supposed to be disadvantage to me, because many of my peers in my generation went to school because their father was there, they were taken care of. But I knew what hunger was like. When you find kids that are growing up, they don't get filled up easily. But we have an adage in our vernacular that the food cannot fill a child is when he lives with his parents. When he lives with a stranger, they just give you enough to eat. Whether your stomach is filled or not, that is your own pot of soup. So I went through poverty, hardship. All of the things you see that I said came from hunger to survive, to get away from poverty. I don't say this for you to feel sorry for me. I went by my uncle that I was living with because the food were not enough. I went where they had young vegetable to scoop what is on the ground. Not that I put hand inside the pot to take a meat in the pot, but to scoop what is in the floor. I didn't know there was a black soap down there. I chewed the soap. So for 1 week my teeth was foaming because there was no toothpick by then. You make like this again, the foam come up. If you go through such hardship, you will grow allergy for poverty. This is what my growing up used to be. It wasn't long, the Civil War broke out. We couldn't farm. We did everything to survive. Everything that has leaf is vegetable. Everything with 4 legs, it doesn't matter what you call it. It's a protein.
Yeah.
So I ate rat. Sorry if you don't like it. I ate lizard. This is true. My mother will not touch the pot. But if we don't do that, we'll die. It's about survival.
True.
You need to know how determined you are when somebody wants to take your life and you need to fight back. So coming from that background, you don't need to tell me to be careful. Children mess up a lot because they know their parents will always take care of them. And I knew if I fool around, I am totally on my own. Yeah. Nobody will take care of me. So that puts all determination in me to go. I still tell parents today, don't wait. A lady, I was talking to a lady, his child was 6. He said, when will I start training the child? I said, how old is he? He said, 6 years. I said, you miss 6 years of that child's life. You should start training the child when he's in the stomach. You lay hands over that child, start praying, positioning her or him where he wants him to be. Very simple. It's not complicated. Ask yourself, what are you passionate about? What is the thing that wakes you up in the middle of the night? Not because you are worried, but something you are excited that eats you up. That is your purpose. You know, when I said everything is possible, it sounds like I am talking out of point. But by the age of 14, I was clear where I wanted to be in life. That's why I believe my story is actually something you can consider incredible. But it is real. It's not a fiction. And you can make a movie out of my life. It will sell anywhere. I wasn't born in America. And let me tell you again, young people, for those of you who believe that the best thing to do for you is to jump out of Nigeria, I went to America the first time in 1980. I will be about 21 or 22. Everybody convinced me to stay back, that I can get scholarship and go to school and everything. But I have a young wife in Nigeria, so I couldn't leave my wife. People say she will let her come to you. I told them I'm not ready to take that risk. Because this lady is so beautiful, eh? You can't stay at night without. So I get to the airport, somebody asks me what is frustrating you. I say nothing frustrating me. Today, all of those people who convinced me to stay back in America, the only thing they are better than me is a bottle of milk and orange juice in their refrigerator and 24 hours power. In every other ramification, better than them. I wasn't a millionaire, but I believe in this country. And that's why I also encourage Nigerian young people. Don't say this country is useless, because your confession is what produces who you are. Your word has power. When I agree we are going through challenges in Nigeria, but it's enough to say it could be better. But don't use the word this country is completely useless, because things that are useless will not produce anything to you. I understood laws of life, principle from the word of God, the Bible. So I know how to use words. So instead of saying this cup is half empty, I will say it's half full. Instead of saying I cannot afford it, I will ask myself, how can I afford it? Because that gives me a leading question to begin to think positive. Because once I say I cannot, you retire. Your mind cannot think anymore. It gives up. It's a total process of surrender. You are looking for who to blame. But when you ask the right question, even in the age of artificial intelligence, you need to know that what you are going to benefit from that technology will also be as a result of the right questions you ask, the right thing you put in. Because if you keep on asking wrong questions, it's never going to give you anything positive that will help you. What I mean is that by 14, I already knew I would go places. Let me tell you one of the things you would say is not possible. I knelt down at 25 after I made my first $2 million. I said, God, I want to do my business to the point that I cannot see any legitimate business I want to do, and I will not have the capital to finance it. You know what that means? You are saying you want to be financially sufficient. If it's a dream, you will watch for it and you know what will happen. I achieved it in 2008. From 2008 till today, all the banks in Nigeria lend my company money cautions on what you call negative pledge. Negative pledge means if you go to for 10,000 naira, they tell you bring your mother, bring your grandfather, bring your grandmother, bring your uncle. Nobody asks me anything to lend me money. We are doing business with internal generated revenue, but there are some people who they put money, like our farm, Sahel Capital, put money in our Coscharis farm. We have some businesses that have attracted investors where we take a lesser equity. But the Coscharis motor and group is held by the family, and we haven't found business that we could not find money to do. My children could take it to another level, including taking the company maybe to be quoted in New York Stock Exchange. At that point, I just done my best, digital money, analog money I made. The children can come with technology to make a digital money. Then they know that the internal generated revenue cannot be enough, and then you have to go for public offer and be able to get additional capital to support the business. Yeah. You have to manage every aspect of business. God created a man to be a manager, managing resources. So deploying it in a sustainable manner, because resources is depletable and can easily be used up. So to be able to apply them in an intelligent way is the correct thing to do. Like, I hired some people and I was traveling with them. They entered shop and they were buying $500 shoe. I just asked myself, is this? They are my employee, but I cannot compete with them, because if I fire them, they take their certificate and go elsewhere. But I need all the capital I require to invest into the business to make it grow, because I own the business. Okay? Growing up as a young man, there are things you do because of youngness. As you grow old, you find there's no value on it. When I started driving BMW, I love it. I own about 6 BMW. I buy them by color. 635, I had 2 colors. 7 Series, I have 3 colors. 723, all of those things. But today I drive in the car assemble. I came here with Ford. That's the vehicle I drive. But my children who went to Unilag, first of all, because they are Nigerians. Many Nigerians believe the first thing you do is send your son abroad at the age of 8, 12, even before finishing junior high school. By the time you call them when they are 15, say, hi, Dad, You say, can you come for vacation? He said, there's no light in your country. Before you know it, you have lost that child. 3 of my kids are American citizens. They are 5, 4 boys and 1 girl. The girl is in the middle. I told them, you must get your first degree in Nigeria. That's why. Because to be a true Nigerian, you have to be identified with her shame and glory. Whatever she is what you are. That's why after their first degree, my second son went to US, Massachusetts, to do his master degree. The other one went to UK. My daughter was a medical doctor and he cannot even practice medicine. I said, start here first. And I never allow any of my kids to take a car to Unilag while they were undergraduate. Because many problems we have are parents that are delinquent, raising kids, not child delinquent. Because you can give a child a knife that was supposed to use to cut potato and they become a weapon in his own hand because he doesn't know how to manage it. But if you grew that child to the age, today it's those boys that decide which car I drive and nobody decide the car they drive. But I made them go to Unilag without driving car. My leadership style is very simple. I believe in people. I have empathy to my staff. I will tell you up front that I will give you my trust. But I will not abrogate responsibility. I will wait for you to reciprocate it. But I don't hire people and create another 10 people to police them because that is totally waste of time. So the first thing I tell you is that in this place we don't compromise integrity. Incidentally, this is one of the most scarce commodity in Nigeria. And if you find any scarce commodity, you can make billion. The reason why bank lend me money on a negative pledge is not because I am Coscharis, it's not because anything, but the banks know that when you lend me money, you go and sleep. BMW, Jaguar Land Rover, company that are 200 years. Ford had a business with me, exchange rate move. I am owing them $120 million. To be able to pay them, I have to take a head cut of $20 million. For the first time, they told me they never believe that that money will come back intact. I pay. If I need to sell everything I have, I sell. And when you now want to take a reference, I don't need to tell you who we are. People will tell you who we are. That's the culture we want to build in our organization. Knowing that it's not only good for them working in Coscharis, but this culture can take them anywhere in the world. That our word is our bond. Go check in the industry. They will tell you if you want any good company to do business with, give it to Coscharis. You can go and sleep. Let me make it clear. I made money very early and I invested in a different institution. Okay, you may know. Before I came to Access Bank and I brought it in, I was only 24% of Access Bank. And I invested in other bank, so I was sitting in 2 public quoted bond of a bank. So this bank share went bad, this particular one you are referring to, and everybody think the share were selling below book value. But I'm a great believer in my instinct. My staff, we were having a meeting one day, I told them, minimum, I will sell the share of this bank, 5 naira. They all busted into laughter. It was like, this man is a daydream. Oh yes, I'm a great dreamer. I dream, real dream, but not the one you are dreaming snoring. I keep my eyes open dreaming. I don't sleep while I dream. I'm looking now and I'm dreaming. So while I stay here for another 30 minutes, I'm looking for how can I provide solution that will earn me money here. So that's why today I do sachet water, I do bottled water, I do everything. Now, coming from the question you asked me, very simple. I held on to the share of that bank, believing things will change for me to sell it at the market value. One of my co-director in the bank, at the time, I offered him, before Central Bank disbanded the board, I offered him to buy his share at 3 naira so that I can take over his position to be able to turn it around. Because the worst thing that can happen to you is to go do business with people who do not understand what business did. Before BMW appointed me, I put in 1 million naira when you needed 1 million naira to run a merchant bank in a company that handled BMW before called Ultimate Motor. They let Dr. Umar Mana and Alhaji Bashir Chitofa are the major investors. But these are not typical business people. I lost the whole money. So when the opportunity presents itself again, I told BMW, if you're not willing to work with me, you say I'm a private sector, please keep your business. But if you like, give me a chance and assess me after 2 years, because the manifestation will be the interpretation. So, and we run the business successfully. So this bank, we started, some of us in the board had a problem. So the man said, no. I said, okay, can you buy me out at 2 naira? I'm ready to sell to you whatever I have. Take it. But if you are willing, I buy you out at 3 naira. He said, I'm showing him money power. Instead, they let everything scatter. I told him nothing will scatter. But eventually, Central Bank kicked out the board and the share of that bank dropped below book value. I prayed about it, went to my office. One fateful afternoon, somebody called me. a managing director of a bank, that he had, that the share was up for sale. I said yes. He said, how much is it? I never forgot. I paid him 5 naira. He said, why are you selling 5 naira? Somebody told me you offer him 3 naira. I said, you can buy it from the person that offer you 3 naira. I own a share. You are telling me what somebody told you. It's okay. He will call me back. About 2 hours after, another general manager of another bank called me, say he understood that this share was up for sale. I said, yes, it's up for sale. He said, how much is it? I said, 6 naira. The first price he asked me is that, can you sell it 5 naira? I said, no. It's okay, he will call me back. This is real life story. That's why you cannot only keep one business, because there are other business you have that will give you opportunity for quantum root. When MTN came to Nigeria, I put $5 million in MTN. I bought it in dollar. I hold the share in dollar. Okay, so this guy called me again. The first person called me by about 1 o'clock that afternoon and said, okay, he want to tell me he's coming to my house this evening with his managing director, his chairman, their company secretary, and 2 other directors. I said, for what? He said to come and close the transaction. I told him the price has changed. So he said, what do I mean that the price has changed? I said, the price is 7 naira. He said, you told me 5 naira. I did not agree. So why are you saying 7 naira? I said, well, you didn't buy when I told you. If you want it now, this is the price. He said, can we keep the appointment? And I said, come. Actually, I got my group managing director. I said, join me in my house by 6 p.m. because he's one of those who laugh at me when I said I will sell that share 6 naira. I wanted him to witness what happened that day. They came and we started discussion. Oh, that you said 5 naira, so that we are agreeing and things. As we are discussing, the other guy that called me and said he is on his way coming to my house with his MD and for us to discuss. At that point, I put my phone in open call so that they would be hearing the discussion. So that guy that called me said, that he remember I told him 6 naira when we discussed, but he's sure that at 5.50 I will agree. I said, no, the price has changed. He said, what is it? I said, the price now is 7 naira. He said, it's not a problem, we are coming. I paused. I said, please don't come. There are people with me. I never said this to you for the first time, and I'm discussing this transaction, and I want to close it with them. If they are not interested, I will call you. So the guy paused for 1 minute and said, I want to ask you a question. I said, yes, what is it? He said, are you so wealthy that 1 billion naira does not mean anything to you? So I said, what does that mean? He said, I will pay you 8 naira. I put the phone off. So the other people say, let us conclude. I said, conclude what? The price changed. Their chairman was here, their managing director, their company secretary was here. I told them, I said, the price has changed. They said, okay, let them go and have a meeting. I went out, my managing director said, okay, stop this thing now. You are behaving like a child. Look at this. If the people are interested, let's collect money from them. I said, shh, don't say anything. I am driving this vehicle, you are my conductor. Just observe and see what happened. We came back. The people said, okay, they don't like what I'm doing, but they will meet me halfway. That they will pay me 7 naira 50 kobo. I said, no problem. I just finished meeting with my MD, and we agree we will meet you halfway. Just allow me to sell this share to the other people and issue you a check of 250 million naira. That's your job for following me around since morning. Did we close the deal? We closed, and they paid. The following day, we collected 16 billion naira. This is when exchange rate was 115 naira. The share that worth about 200, I sold it for over $100 million. Wow. And I collected cash. Not why you're not 419, pure legitimate transaction. That's why you cannot neglect the stock market. It's not popular anymore. I've played in every stock market. I played in United States, NASDAQ. I've even tried to invest money in making movie in Hollywood. But that one, they will tell you this movie hit market and make 300 million. This one hit them. They never told you about the 1,000 that went under the ground. Because I lost all the money I put in a Hollywood movie. 60 million young people with energy that if they create a buying power, the acceleration of growth, economic growth in Nigeria will be unprecedented. Better than what China have, if we get it right.
Great.
Of course.
Share some.
Okay. Let me share the most recent one. Not current governor, but the one before wanted us to supply vehicles. And we deliver vehicles. And they wanted me to inflate invoices of vehicle of 40 million to write 80 million. I told them I don't do it.
Seriously?
Yes, of course.
It's government.
I said, sorry, I don't do it. They said, if you don't do it, you don't have business. I said, okay, good luck. I left.
You leave the money.
Somebody else had to buy those cars and inflated the invoice. He bought it from us and pay us at our own invoice. I cannot launder money for you. And they did it. So you can't, there are many of them. Have you had that any senator come to buy motor from us or House of Assembly? Even when they bought Range Rover, share them, but they can't buy from us. because we will write the amount to sell it in the invoice.
Are you serious?
So therefore, they can't buy from us. They have to go through third party. They even don't know we are the brand representative, we are the agent. Why would the business not come to us? So there are many things you suffer. But let me even tell you, growing up as a young man, because I cannot tell you I've never been in a situation of vulnerability. After my boss settled me, I was still struggling. I wouldn't say I'm a rich man, but struggling in my struggling phase. I came to Lagos. I went to Apapa Road to buy some, not Apapa Road, Krikri Road. They come one Ilomobala. Ilomobala was not there, but his wife was there. His boy that was working for him, we go there to buy goods. I finished buying what I have. As I was about to leave, the boy told me, oh, I added something. I said, what is it? He said, 200 says engine valve CD 175. I said, but I didn't buy it. I didn't check it. He said, I checked it in your goods. He said, okay, just give me 200 naira. On my honor, 20 naira, I count 10, I gave him. I was about to take the next step. My leg was heavy. My head was heavy. I said, come, sorry. I didn't come here for this, and I don't do this. Can you give me back my money? Take the valve. He said, no, you're not going to get me. I said, please. He said, I said, if you don't give me this 200 naira, now you have implicated yourself. If you don't want any implication, give me back this 200 naira. I cannot take this valve. I didn't come here for this. Some other trader said, no worry, let's go. When we get out there, we'll give you the money, you give us the valve. I said, no, because I would have added what is going wrong. He need to take this valve back to his master's shop and give me my 200 naira. So you can be vulnerable. You can get away, but did you make it right? So I insisted. The boy continued to argue. I went to the woman, I went to her. The wife told me that his husband didn't trust me, put this boy to be looking after him. This boy. So the boy denied. We started looking for him. I put hand inside his socks. I saw my 200. Because I told the woman that it's 20 naira to 10. I put hand there. I bring the money out. I purge myself with it. Yeah, you have been in a position where I almost did it. But this was even in my growing phase. Because that valve would have instantly put 600 naira profit in my hand. Because the correct price is being sold is at 15, then it sold it like at 10% of its value.
There's something I've noticed over the years, and I think it's one of the biggest reasons many people never experience true transformation. It's not because they don't have access to information. It's not because they haven't attended conferences. It's not because they haven't listened to great teachers. Yes, this is what I think. It's because information has become entertainment to us. Today we live in a generation where it's possible to spend 10 hours watching motivational videos and still make the same financial decision tomorrow morning. Yes, you can know every principle of wealth creation, quotes, books, lines by lines, explain investments, even teach it to your friends. But if our life doesn't reflect what we have learned, then the knowledge has not even become wisdom yet. Wisdom begins the moment knowledge changes your behavior. That's why every time you finish listening to a message like this, don't rush to the next video. Sit with it. Ask yourself a difficult question. What challenged me? What belief do I need to let go of? What habit must change beginning today? Because the goal of learning is never to collect information. The goal is for transformation. And also, one of the greatest mistakes people make is believing that one big decision changes a life. Most lives does not change because of one dramatic moment. They change because of small decision repeated consistently. Someone decides to save before spending. Another person decides to read for 30 minutes every day. And another one decides to stop buying things they don't need. And another person decides to learn a skill every year. Those decisions don't look exciting in the beginning. Nobody celebrates them. Nobody posts about them. But 5 years later, something drastically changed. Everyone wonders why their lives are completely different. Success usually looks boring at the beginning. Failure also looks comfortable while it's happening. That's why discipline feels expensive today, but regret costs far more tomorrow. So I also want to challenge something many people believe. They often pray for opportunities while ignoring preparation. Opportunity does not reward riches. Opportunity rewards readiness. Imagine praying for a business worth millions of dollars. Then ask yourself, could I manage it if it arrived tomorrow morning? Do I have a system, the character, the discipline, and how to lead people? Could I solve the problem that come with the level of responsibilities? Sometimes God is not delaying the blessing, just we ourselves. We have not developed the person in ourselves to carry it. Because a blessing without capacity is so much burden. It happened to Peter in the Bible. The truth is, your future is not created by what you admire. It's created by the repeated practice. You may admire so many successful entrepreneurs. You may admire all the investors, the wealthy families, but admiration does not change anything in the bank accounts. What changes is imitation, creating momentum and applying consistency that creates results, creates mastery. So the progress of this message is that choose one thing from every lesson and practice it. Take action, just one action, not 10. Because one applied principle is worth more than 100 forgotten ideas. Principle, a daily routine. So, I want you to always remember this. The future is not determined by the video you watch today. It's determined by what you do after watching this video. That is where the real change begins. Two people can sit in the same room, listening to the same messages, even take notes from the same speaker, hear the same wisdom. But yet, 5 years later, one person's life has completely changed, while the other is still complaining about the same problem that they both sat down to listen to. So what made the difference? It wasn't intelligence, it wasn't luck. You may say opportunity, but it wasn't opportunity. It was what happened after the teaching ended. Because information does not transform people. It is decisions that do. That's why every conference, books you read, sermon you listen to, every conversation leaves you standing at a crossroad. Are you going to the other side, or you are remaining with the same old habits? The other leads is not a complete without a decision. You know, most people, they love inspiration, they love comfort, but every new level demands that an old version of you must die. You cannot become financially disciplined while living with financial careless habits, spending everything you earn, trying to impress people who are not building anything. Growth is expensive. It's not because it always costs money. It costs comfort. It costs
excuses. It costs old identities and habits. It costs relationship. It even costs money. One of the biggest lies people tell themselves is this: when things get better, I'll become disciplined. No. Discipline is what makes things better. People think confidence comes before action. But confidence usually comes after repeated action. Some may even think success creates discipline, but discipline creates success. Everything is just backward from what most people believe. That's why waiting to feel ready is one of the greatest traps in life. Nobody feels ready. Nobody feels ready. Entrepreneur does not. Investor does not. The greatest leader does not. It's one of the greatest traps, feeling ready to start. So another thing I've learned from this video is that your environment silently shapes your future. You may think you are making independent decisions, but look closely at the conversation around you. The people you admire, the videos you consume, the books you ignore, the friends you spend weekends with, they are all shaping your thinking little by little, day after day, until one day you wake up living a life that reflects your environment. That's why protecting your mind is not just a spiritual principle. It's a financial principle, a leadership principle, a life principle. Because every decision begins as a thought. They're influenced. So now ask yourself, who is influencing the way you think? Many people want different life without becoming a different person. They want different results with the same mindsets. Different income with the same habits. Different future, same priority. Life does not work that way. If nothing changes, nothing changes. Sometimes the greatest investment is not money. It's becoming someone capable of carrying a greater responsibility. Because opportunity does not stay where they are not managed well.
So what is interesting is
here's what is interesting. I want to challenge something that people never question. Being busy. Being busy all the time. Being busy does not always mean you are not making progress. Some people are exhausted because they think they are making progress. You can be busy making progress and you can still be busy not making progress. Just that you are being exhausted doing things that does not move your life forward. Activity is not productivity. Movement is not progress. Yeah, can listen to it again. So, what I want you to do now is to take a decision after watching this video. Choose one principle and live for it in the next 30 days. Not because someone told you, but because you are becoming the kind of person who takes responsibility for their future. That's where real transformation begins. One day at a time. And one day, what feels invisible today will become undeniable tomorrow. I want to let you know that you don't have to grow alone. Before you leave this video, let me share something that I believe with all my heart may help you. Transformation really happens in isolation. Take note of that. Because every successful people you admire today was influenced by someone. Someone changed their thinking. Someone introduced them to a new book, corrected their belief. Someone believed in them before they believed in themselves. Growth has always been a community experience. That's why one of the greatest decisions you can make today is intentionally surround yourself with people who are moving in the same direction you want to go. Because whether you realize it or not, the people around you are shaping your future. If you are surrounded by people who only complain, eventually complaining begins to surround you normally. If you are surrounded by people who make excuses begin to feel reasonable. If you are surrounded by people who believe success is possible, you will slowly begin to lower your own expectation. But when you are people who are reading, building, learning, challenging each other, celebrating growth instead of gossip, something changes inside you. You begin to think differently and ask the better questions. You see opportunities where others see problems. That's the power of right environment. So one of the reasons this channel exists is because we believe learning should never stop after one video. Every message you watch should lead you to another lesson. Every lesson should inspire another action. Every action should move you closer to becoming the person God created you to be. That's why we built a community of people who are committed to growth. People from different countries, careers, background, but one thing in common. They have decided they don't want to live an average life. They are learning about what? Purpose, productivity, and leadership. If you have been watching this video for a while, don't just remain a viewer. Become part of the conversation. Share your ideas, ask questions, and encourage someone who was just beginning their journey. Sometimes one comment can completely change another person's life. You never know who is reading, you never know who is struggling, and you will never know who needs the encouragement you can provide. That's how communities grow. If you'd like to be part of our community, to join us on this journey, you'll find a link to our community in the description below. We'd genuinely love to have you there. It's a place where we'll continue these conversations beyond YouTube. We'll share ideas, we'll comment powerful books, discuss business, money, leadership, and personal development. We encourage you to apply what you are learning. So before you click away, don't let this be the last you watch today. There are more teachings on this channel that will help you. You can see on your screen right now. Click the next one and watch. And if today's message challenge you, I can confidently say the next one will also challenge you even more. So take a moment and choose another video from this channel. Keep feeding your mind with the right ideas, because every great future begins with a renewed mind. Thank you for spending this time with us. Thank you for choosing growth over comfort. I truly believe that if you remain teachable, consistent, and apply what you learn, the next few years of your life can completely differently change. I will see you in the next video, and I will see you in the community. Until then, keep learning, keep building, and keep growing.